So now on to our next clip. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, guys. We love your support. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Now, let's get into this. Let's talk about men that focus on partying versus men that stay at home. What are your thoughts? Which guy do you think has the most advantage? The guy that goes out and parties every weekend, or the guy that stays home?
The truth is, whether you go out and party every weekend or you just constantly stay home and you're a homebody, in both case scenarios, you can be a degenerate in both cases. And in both cases, you could still do well. What I think matters the most, how you manage your time, I think is extremely important. So assuming you're working full-time or part-time or you're in school, and then the weekend comes up and you have some free time and you're going out every single weekend and that's all you do, it may not seem like it at the time, but you are wasting a lot of time. And as years go by, you're losing time that you could have been doing something else, you know? And I get it. Like, people want to socialize. You're going to go out. It's a given. But especially if you're like a extroverted type of person, you're going to want to go out. The advantage I think you have as somebody that stays home, and this is only an advantage if you use your time wisely, is you can focus on other ventures. Let's say you have a full-time job. You could start working on a side business or a side project. You could use that time to start learning another skill or transition into another field. You get what I'm saying? Do some studying on like investing, stocks, ETFs, crypto. There's so much free information out there. So I think in both cases, if you don't play your cards right, you could really waste time in both scenarios. But staying home, if you play your cards right, you could really make more of your time.
Big time. And I have similar thoughts as you do. You go out and party, I see you as a failure. I see you as, unless you have your life set, you already have millions of dollars, you have money coming in left and right, you have no idea what to do with it. We're talking a different ball game. But we're talking about the guy that doesn't have his life together, that's trying to get his shit together and go in the right direction and make something of himself, but works a 9 to 5, does some things on the side, and then goes out and parties every Friday, Saturday night, even Sunday during the day. Oh, let's go out and watch football Sundays. Let's go out and to the club and buy some bottles on Saturday night. Do you even have money for bottles? Do you even have?
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was actually just about to say that. Aside from wasting time, I don't think people realize how much money they're spending when it's just a part of your habit to go out and get food and go out and drink and buy shots and all this stuff. Nowadays, especially when like inflation's at an all-time high, more and more people are struggling financially. It's more important than ever, I think, to learn to live below your means. Spend less, save more, put your money in like a high interest savings account, and be smarter with your money. Because, and this is especially for like somebody that's in their early 20s and isn't maybe established financially, they don't have savings. That's when you should really create a budget. I would urge everybody to create a budget. Look at how much money you have coming in at whatever job you work, and figure out what your monthly expenses are, and ask yourself, like, what's my budget for this week, for that month? How much money can I afford to spend before I hit zero at the end of the month? You don't want to be just working and breaking even every single month. 10 years will go by, you'll never save any money that way.
I agree. And I'll take it a step further. How about you take that money that you're going to spend on bottles, going out, vacations, if you take a vacation here and there on the weekend, change that mindset, change that habit, and take that and invest it into some stocks, some ETFs. Maybe you have a good amount of liquid, throw it in real estate. Real estate is something that you can really depend on. The only thing is that, of course, the rates are high, and myself being a real estate agent, I understand the difficulties of, the prices are not really coming down. They're not crashing like that. They're more or less, it's kind of a normalization, but it's not where, oh, the market's going to crash because we're under inventory by the millions in the country. So, you know, you have to pick your spots. You have to pick your spots. I don't want to get into the real estate aspect too much, but you pick your spots, invest in what you think could give you the best return, and take advantage of being able to make more money than what you make at a 9 to 5. You could do investing. You can do some side hustles. You know, there's guys that Uber Friday, Saturday night. That's not their day job. You know, that's not their full-time job. They do that on the side. It's extra money coming in.
It's a smart move. I have to say it's a smart move. When everybody's going out, getting drunk and, you know, racking up $100, $200 tabs at the bar, you could go out and easily make $100 to $200 in one night just Ubering.
There's people racking up $1,000, $2,000
Yeah.
at the bar.
Yeah.
Bottles and left and right.
It's very easy to fall into that habit of just going out every single weekend. Again, this is going to depend where you are financially, but assuming that you're, you know, younger, you know, in your 20s, early 30s, if you go out four nights a month or 8 times a month, you should probably cut it down by like 75% and start to do something better with your time. Go out, just don't do it every single week because you're wasting time, you're wasting money. So I know some people are going out, they don't even have the money to go out there. They're using credit cards. You know what I'm saying? Which makes it even worse. Like, you're going out and spending money you don't have, and now you don't even have savings. Now you're just getting into debt.
Yeah, you're gonna
You're gonna screw up your credit score. It's not worth it.
And you're not gonna just have to pay back that credit card. You're also gonna have to pay back the interest on the credit card. So you're falling into a downwards spiral.
Yeah.
And I would say prevention is better than being in that situation and losing a grip on your finances. So go in the right direction. I would suggest staying home on the weekends versus going out and partying, but make sure that you take advantage of the time that you're at home. Don't just sit home and play video games and eat fast food and do drugs and drink. No. Make something of yourself. Do something. Because a little bit each day adds up. And we want to help you become successful. We don't want to see you become a failure. And unfortunately, that's what some guys are pushing towards is failure versus success. When it's some easy changes that they can make, you know, it's simple. Don't go out versus going out. Like I said before, if you're set, you got millions in their bank account, you have money coming in left and right, you don't know what to do with it, by all means, go out and celebrate. But if you're just making it by, you're struggling, you got a 9 to 5, but, you know, not enough is coming in for it to make a difference in your life, then you really got to cut that down to almost zero. Of course, once in a while, you know, once maybe every 4 months, you know, go let loose. But aside from that, what are you celebrating? That's the question. When you're going out,
I think it's more enjoyable, first of all, to go out less often, but go out like you had a good month or a good quarter at work. Maybe you got that commission check, or you're in real estate, you had a closing or something like that, and you go out and celebrate. I think it's more fun to go out with a purpose like that than to just kind of pointlessly show up at the bar every single weekend to just sit and, you know, drink and waste time. It's like time, like they say, time is your time is your biggest asset.
exactly,
And time flies, I can tell you for sure. So
exactly. And I'll leave it off with this, guys. You either want success or you'll fail. You know, success or failure. Pick which one you want and pick wisely.